look at the recent action of Blackhawk Network Holdings, the leading global purveyor of gift cards and prepaid cards serves hundreds of different brands, while also helping thousands of retailers manage their customer loyalty programs. It makes me want to scratch my head. Here's a stock that had been on an epic multi-year run, peaking at over $48 late November. But since then, Blackhawk has taken a real beating, sinking to $32 as of today. It's down 33% in less than 6 months. What's wrong here? The latest leg down started a week ago when the company reported last Tuesday after the close. Blackhawk delivered the kind of results that have become common this earnings season. Revenue came in a little lower than expected, even if it still grew at a 23% clip year over year, even as the company posted a huge 14-cent earnings beat off of a 32-cent basis. At the same time, the company's earnings guidance for next quarter came in well below what the analysts were looking for, hence why the stock sank nearly 9% last Wednesday. The reason for the mixed results? Right now, the United States is in the middle of a big transition to an EMV-compliant credit card system. Those are the cards with a little embedded chip to prevent fraud. However, many retailers are lagging behind in adopting new EMV-compatible point-of-sale systems, and some of them have taken increasingly restrictive measures to prevent fraudulent transactions, including putting limits on how many people can buy gift cards. Blackhawk's management believes they're going to take a $51 million revenue hit from this issue in 2016, although by the end of September, 95% of the retail partners will have migrated to new EMV systems, and this problem should be a thing of the past. So is Blackhawk a high-quality company that's hitting a temporary speed bump, or do we need to get a little more cautious here? Let's take a closer look with Bill Tauscher, who's the chairman of Blackhawk Network Holdings, hear more about the quarter and the company's prospects. Mr. Tauscher, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, Jeff.
Have a seat. All right, Bill, this is pretty jarring, and I know that a lot of us who use these chip cards are kind of frustrated, frankly. Can't believe sometimes yesterday I was in one. I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It was a CVS. So I'm not doing it because it takes too long. Let's get a real clerk, and we are all very frustrated. But it looks like this change did impact directly what's going on with Blackhawk.
Oh, it sure did. What happened was pretty simple. The associations and the credit card companies basically said, if you don't put EMV reader systems in, the fraud from credit cards is on you, Mr. Retailer. And a lot did. Walmart did, Target did, the drugstores did. But for some reasons not clear, most of the major grocery stores did not. And of course, that's where the heart of our U.S. distribution is. And what happened as a result, as the chargebacks began to come through in January, the grocery stores began to notice a pretty good correlation to gift cards. If you think about what you might do with a fake credit card, getting a gift card might be a good path.
Exactly. I mean, look, we're not fraudsters, so we couldn't put our heads in that.
But what also happened is the amount of fraud surprised everybody, and part of that was because the fraudsters were moving to the stores that didn't have EMV because your credit card doesn't work. And that's the whole reason for EMV. So the last man standing is in trouble here because they're literally focusing down on them. So what happened is we sort of took a look at all this in January, told the world where we thought it was going to be. In the 2 months until we announced our April numbers, frankly, the situation got worse. More people took more restrictive measures. The fraud was rising on them. People that were closing down and putting EMV were pushing the fraud into a smaller number. Some people were missing their dates. So we came out with some new guidance that was unfortunately worse than what we said before. But what we tried to do was get as much coverage as we could for everything we knew, for the fact that by the time we hit September 30th, 90+% of everything we do in the U.S. will be EMV compliant because it's all these big grocery stores. Today we have 25 that make up about 95% of our business. 8 of them are EMV compliant or will be by the end of this week. Right. That leaves 17. Okay. Of the 17, 10 have taken some restrictive measures.
Let's say restricted. Let's say I go and I want to buy 3 cards at these guys for $250. They won't let me?
No, what they might do is one of two things. They might bring a manager over if it's over $200. Some places, they've said no to $200. Some places, they've actually taken the cards off the rack.
But how do we buy the stock? How can we buy Blackhawk here, not knowing that these guys are going to fix this?
Well, there's 2 things that you need to know. The first is the retailers hate this. The chargebacks are killing them. Right. And in addition to that, if you're a retailer, the thing you hate to put friction in front of customers.
Absolutely.
Think about yourself. You walk into a store, somebody tells you can't buy $200 of gift cards. You're not pleased. That's not what you want to hear.
Right.
And retailers know that. So they want to be EMV compliant more than any of us. They have hard dates. This is a tough thing to do. They're going to get it done this year.
Why is it so hard, though?
Well, it turns out that grocery retailer POS systems are very complex. Tons of use cases have to be tested. They all have to be tested. Then there's a third party that has to certify it. So it's not an overnight thing.
But you were a spinoff of Safeway.
Yes.
Where's Safeway on this?
Well, Safeway's not EMV compliant. And they're
no, come on.
No, they're not.
But
Kroger just got
they created you.
I got it.
Well, wait a second. I mean, that's a little counterintuitive, isn't it, Bill?
It is, but they're not. And of course, all of these guys, this is a bigger issue than just gift cards.
Right, actually, but I mean, you're more direct. Right, and the whole country's really kind of gripped by this thing right now.
It is.
And we didn't see it coming.
No, I don't think anybody did. I think people knew there was fraud out there, but it was spread across a large base.
Right.
Now it's sort of gotten itself concentrated in a smaller base, a shrinking base, and it's focused more on gift cards than other things, as it turns out.
So we don't really know when they're going to be finished, but we have to believe that by a certain point, given how terrible it is for them, that they're right now working around the clock. Are there guys working around the clock at a Safeway and a Kroger in this thing?
Absolutely, and we know the dates they're shooting for.
Okay.
And we're watching those dates like a hawk. We're talking to them every week. We actually think we're pretty good shape for it to be gone by the time we hit the fourth quarter. There may be a little ramp-up period, but this is a 2016 event.
I have to tell you, because I've been a big supporter of your company, I was shocked myself. I said, I cannot believe that these guys, everyone saw this coming. How many times did these credit card companies tell us it was going to happen? And they still didn't get it done?
No, and it's... And no, they didn't. Not the bottom line.
You're a straightforward guy to come on the show. I got to tell you, I'm a little skittish because these guys should have figured it out, Bill.
Yeah,
I mean, these are big companies with lots of money.
Yeah, they clearly had some issues. Software providers were giving them trouble, et cetera. But however, we're here.
All right.
The good news is it's a 2016 event. And one more thing. The rest of this company's doing spectacular.
I know.
And it's masking all of that. We are literally beating every number in every division that we have.
Achievers, all the acquisitions have been terrific.
That's
I
right.
feel bad for you because it sure was out of your hands, Bill.
Yeah, it was.
Totally out of your hands, yet you still came on the show. That's Bill Tauscher, who's now the chairman of Blackhawk Network Holdings. And you heard, it's not his company that caused the problem, but it is a real problem. Stay with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.